My name is Doris Bourque, and I started with the college, I believe it was 1968 or 70, somewhere around there. Mm-hmm. My son, Michael, had graduated from East Catholic, and he had gotten a full degree at Holy Cross. And it was funny because, and I've told this story to many, many, many people, especially not now so much because you've got a beautiful college up there, but when we were using the old building on Hartford Road and then the barracks down below, people would talk about MCC, about not being such a good college. And I would say to them, well, my son's at Holy Cross, and his roommate is taking accounting, and so am I. And guess what? Using the same books. So if you're using the same books, then it's what you put into it. And that saved a lot of people to come here because, you know, they were poo-pooing it, and I was able to answer that. After Michael, I had 4 daughters, and my oldest daughter, Bonnie, went to UConn because they had a 4-year nursing degree, and she needed to do that. But she would come to MCC in the summer times and get extra credits, take courses. And then, of course, it was Nancy, and Nancy was at East Catholic. They all went to East Catholic. That was before it was $9,000 or whatever it is now. So Nancy was kind of a dreamer, and she wasn't doing much work. So when she came here, I think it's Marianne Hanley that told me that she always had her students write a paper. And she said Nancy had written the best paper she had ever gotten in all her years of teaching. So she took Nancy under her wing, and there were 2 male professors. I don't remember their names. Nancy will tell you next week, I'm sure. They were very, very helpful to her and helped her along. So Marianne had her take the exam for the Truman Scholarship. And Nancy was the 3rd one, I guess, from MCC to get the Truman Scholarship. And not only was she valedictorian here when she graduated in 1972, but that when she graduated from Yale, she had magna cum laude, and they inscribed her name in the Saybrook Hall. So she's got quite a legacy, you know. My next daughter, Laurie was in her 2nd semester here at MCC, and she got ill and she had to go out west, so she had to quit MCC. She never came back. My next daughter, my last daughter, Mary, got her full degree here, and then she waited until after she got married, and she went to UConn, and she got the businesswoman's something or other, you know, a big gift or whatever they name it. Award, yeah. So she got that award. And now, after graduating from here in UConn, she's vice president at Lincoln Financial. So they're doing very well. And most of them with the beginning from MCC. Yeah.
So let's take you back to your first decision to attend a class here at MCC. You know, why did you decide to come here, and what was your experience in those? Probably at Hartford Road at that point.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. My father had always wanted me to go to college, but in that time frame, parents didn't know how to send you to college. They didn't know anything much about it, you know. My father only had a 7th grade education, my mom a 5th grade education from Canada. And but he always said, I want you to go to college, and I got married instead. And so when I started reading about MCC in the papers and whatnot, I thought, gee, this might be the opportunity, you know, that I could have. I can afford it. I mean, you know, I'll have to work, but I'll be able to afford it. Right. And by doing that, Nancy says, you know, that it inspired all the daughters to come here. And so it helped them all by coming here. And I started off at the Fuss and O'Neill building down there. And it was very difficult because, you know, it was so crowded in there, and drugs were prevalent then. I can remember one boy falling all the way down the stairs, you know. He had been on drugs all day. And it was hard to drive from there to the downstairs to the barracks and get here on time. It was very difficult, but I made it. I graduated, I think, in 1980. I graduated with 2 degrees. Like as I told you,
So what was your first impression of being in that classroom? First couple of days or nights?
Yeah, I don't remember. That was a long time ago. I don't remember a lot.
Any of the instructors' names the first couple of years?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Don't remember any instructors because, I was running all the time.
Right.
I was running to school. I was running home because I had 5 children to maintain and help and whatnot. And so I was always running. So I didn't take part in any of the extracurricular activities at MCC. So it was just a matter of getting through the courses, Right. But let's see. There was something else I was going to say. But one thing that I really took advantage of was when the teachers started to have trips. You remember that?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And so I was able to go to Italy and even see Venice. I was able to go to France and go through Paris. I was able to go to Mexico. There was one more that I did. And, Athens. I went to Athens and the Greek islands. Right. And, I would never have had a chance to do that. And I've got such wonderful memories about that.
Yeah.
And those teachers were wonderful. Because they took you to places in those particular areas that they knew about, and they weren't, the travelers, the stuff that they make travelers, see. So between that and what else? Oh, and then the Friendship Force, that took place from here too, the Friendship Force. And I was able to go to China, and I was able to go to Austria. And in Austria, the people that I went to see there, I stayed with them for 2 weeks. Then they were able to come back to America. That was the whole, thing. Just you go there, and then you bring them back to America. And I did, and they did, and they loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're still writing.
Really? Still?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Anybody in those days, as you were a student here, anybody who left a lasting impression on you? Either another student or a faculty member, administrator?
No.
Okay. Anything funny that you can? Anything funny that you can recall? Any kind of experiences or funny, like the student falling down the stairs, for instance? Anything else like that?
No. I will tell you, I was just amazed at everything that I found out from all the paperwork. I've never looked at it again. And today, when, in the past week and a half that I've had to explore it and whatnot, I'm amazed at all of the stuff that I've done.
Yeah.
Of course, I was with the Alumni.
I was going to say, tell us about that.
Right. Right after I graduated, I joined the Alumni.
Right.
And for 14 years, I was 8 years as president of the Alumni, and I was 6 years as a vice president. And after that, I was, working with the alumni, making phone calls, trying to get people to join and give money and whatnot. And then the wine auctions, it started when I was there. So I did that for about 5 years.
So you were a volunteer as part of the wine auction then?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Who started the Arts and Crafts Fair?
What?
Who started the Arts and Crafts Fair that was in the program center? Do you recall?
Candy? Was it Candy?
Well, Candy was involved, but I didn't know if there was somebody who triggered that.
Well,
It wasn't you.
yeah, the Arts and Crafts. That was another one that the alumni did,
Right.
and I was working on that too.
Right. Okay.
I think it was Candy that was very instrumental on getting that started.
Candy
Yeah.
Tatro. Candy Tatro?
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I couldn't call her because I didn't know her phone number.
What advice would you give to a person who comes to you and says, I'm thinking of going to MCC, becoming a student there? What advice would you give them as an incoming student?
That it's whatever you put into it. It's whatever you put into it, you'll get out of it, you know? I know myself, I mean, I kept on, you know, I was with the town of Manchester, I mean, like I was on the building committee, I was on all kinds of committees and whatnot. In real estate, I was in, you know, in all kind of committees there also. And so that's why not only did I get the Manchester Realtor of the Year award, but also the State of Connecticut Realtor of the Year award, which nobody, and I'm very proud of this, is that there's nobody east of the river that's been able to get that. I'm the only person that has made Connecticut State of the Realtor Award. And I'm very proud of that very much. Because it had nothing to do with sales or anything. It had to do with who you are.
Speaking of RE/MAX, speaking of RE/MAX and the 30th anniversary celebration we have, do you recall your contribution? Because I do. Probably don't do.
The 30th anniversary of what?
Of MCC. And you were involved in that. You were able to get something for us to use on the 30th. Do you recall what it was?
No.
The hot air balloon.
Oh, the hot air balloon? I did that?
You did that.
See that?
Yeah, you got the hot air balloon. It was the end of the party.
Oh, well, you know, I'm older now, so you know, my memory is not that good anymore, you know.
That's all right, you're doing.
Those 5 children have blessed me with 14 grandchildren and 12 great-grandchildren with a set of twins on the way, which will make it 14 great-grandchildren.
That's true.
So, yeah.
One other question about the Alumni Association. Any other projects or events that you can tell us about that the Alumni Association was involved in, either sponsoring or co-sponsoring?
Can I look at my note
Yeah,
here?
sure.
Let me see, I had that written down. No, I can't. I mentioned the 3 that I can remember. Mm-hmm.
Okay. One other thing about the campuses. You were at the Hartford Road campus, and then the East Campus opened. People have called them by a lot of names, including the Barracks.
Yeah.
But was there kind of an excitement on campus that this new part of the campus was going to open up?
This one?
Yeah, and yeah.
Oh, yes. I mean, that was exciting,
Yeah.
you know, and I don't think that you hear anybody condemning MCC anymore because you've got such a beautiful campus,
Oh, the new campus, right.
you know,
But going back to Hartford Road and opening the East Campus, was there excitement then that, wow, we're going to have this brand new campus now, and all these buildings, even though they were temporary buildings?
Yeah. No, I don't think it was just a matter of fact, really,
Right.
you know. It wasn't like this beautiful building.
Right.
It was, you know, they were just rooms, yeah.
What would you think is the difference in terms of how students relate to the campus now compared to Hartford Road and the East Campus?
Well, I
They
think
see
that they
this
feel
new
that they're
campus.
competing with the other colleges in a much better way, you know, because it seems like it's a much better college because of the, you know, it's not that they're getting better educated, but I think that it's the fact that it's such a beautiful campus now that, you know, that it gives them that feeling that they're like going to UConn.
Right, exactly. The question or the comment I often hear is, wow, this is a real college now.
Mm-hmm.
Just because of the look of the campus.
Right.
Not true, because you're right. It was always a real college, but the sense of the physical nature of it changed for students.
Right, right.
Anything that you'd like to add for us?
No, I just think that it's a wonderful beginning for people, and it saves them an awful lot of money. You know, I mean, my daughter's daughter just went to New Haven. Is that they call it the New Haven University or anyways?
University of New Haven,
It's
yeah.
costing her $30,000. You know, and so here they could, but there she wants to go for forensic. Yeah, everything is forensic now, you know, and so you probably don't have it here on campus. But if they do have the courses that they need on campus, they're foolish for spending another $60,000 and not getting it here. And I know the teachers that I had were wonderful. They were wonderful. And they were very patient, with the students and whatnot. And so I think that's why Nancy got so far ahead. The teachers really took her under their wing, and she'll have a lot more to say next week.
Thank you very much.
Okay.